I will go out there and say that these types of videos are the most dangerous ones to make, because I am pre-recording this. It's the night of Monday, not January, oh my gosh, what did I just say? It's June 26th right now, and I'm pre-recording this audio because I wanted to go over the Detroit Red Wings and the newest update regarding a guy that isn't even theirs. Or maybe he is theirs by the time you watch this video. Who knows if it happens in a day or in 2 days or in a week or whatever. Let's talk today about the Ottawa Senators' top RFA, Alex DeBrincat, because when it comes to the way DeBrincat and the conversations around him have been going, it's been interesting, to say the least. The guy is unsigned right now. He is an RFA, so the Ottawa Senators hold on to his rights. The 25-year-old forward had himself a boatload of points last season, but it was deemed a tad disappointing compared to what we know he is capable of when he is fully in it. However, that has not stopped all the trade speculation. The list of teams that he apparently would be okay with getting traded to, the teams that want him, the fan bases that want him, and the biggest one out of them all has come out of the Red Wings, because when it comes to DeBrincat, this is a player who is from the Michigan area. The Red Wings are a team that traded away Tyler Bertuzzi. They could use to stand for another goal scorer, and a player like DeBrincat already knows what it takes to be a top goal scorer in the league. He had multiple 40-goal seasons, multiple 70-point seasons. This season, it was a lot less productive because he was not playing with Patrick Kane anymore. But 66 points in 82 games played is not bad in the slightest. If you give this guy the opportunity to play with some playmakers that could actually feed him the puck, give him a spot in the lineup where he is a mainstay top-of-the-line player, and if he's motivated to be there, there really is no slowing down what it is DeBrincat is capable of, and the Red Wings would likely fulfill a lot of those boxes. This is where we head over onto two different shows. We have the 32 Thoughts podcast from earlier this week, and we also have the Sirius XM NHL Network radio show, where you had Jeff Marek make an appearance on both of them. Take a look at this first tweet right here from Ice Hockey Gifts. It's a clip of the Sirius XM NHL Network radio show where they had Jeff Marek on as a guest. Ryan Hanna of the Wing Wheeled Pod went out there and transcribed the Marek quote. "You mentioned Detroit a second ago. Alex DeBrincat. It sounds like that's the destination here if they can get that one done." Meanwhile, you have yourselves the 32 Thoughts podcast, where Marek made an appearance earlier this week. He also said this: "I've had a hard time believing that at the end of all of this, it's not going to be Detroit." Elliotte Friedman then added, saying he predicted Detroit as well, but there are a couple of things. One, he has heard Steve Yzerman is not crazy about giving term to DeBrincat. Also, he'll grind you during deals, but it can get to a point where he says, "Stop, I'm not going any further, no matter what you say or do." And so that is our update here, that when it comes to this Michigan native, the number one destination that Friedman and Marek are saying is most likely possible is Detroit. Marek doesn't really like to use absolutes, and he rarely does, but this is as close to an absolute as you can get. I know it's technically not, but I have a hard time believing that at the end of this, it's not going to be Detroit. I don't know, based off of everything these guys are hearing, it's very apparent that the Red Wings have been in these conversations. Stevie Y is doing his due diligence. Sure, he may have some boundaries. He's not crazy about the term and all that stuff. We'll see whether or not Pierre Dorion is able to do his fair share in negotiating with Steve Yzerman. But at the end of the day, from where things are right now, this seems to be the most likely scenario. And this is why I said at the beginning of the video that these types of things are never the easiest videos to make, because I'm pre-recording this, it's about a rumor. Rumors can change like that. All it takes is one phone call. Maybe DeBrincat is on his way to, I don't know, some random other team. Tomorrow, maybe. Nashville. Something. And this video is all for naught. But I still thought it was appropriate to go out there and make it, just because I thought that the Steve Yzerman, Pierre Dorion showdown would be a very interesting one to tackle. Now, there have been a lot of conversations I've seen from Red Wings fans specifically talking about what DeBrincat would mean and why it would be a good or a bad idea to bring this guy onto the team. I wanted to go over some tweets here from the Grindline Pod guys. I think Ryan Hanna has something as well. The Grindline Pod said this yesterday. By the way, shout out to these guys. Very good show, and I've been on it before, so that just makes it even more cool. The DeBrincat is only what he is because of Patrick Kane. Look what he did in Ottawa. Discourse sucks because he is clearly a goal scorer, firstly. 2, he didn't want to be in Ottawa. And 3, why would his production suffer when Larkin is an excellent playmaker? He is better than pick 17. Now, pick 17, if you need a refresher, that is the New York Islanders' first-round pick from the 2023 NHL Entry Draft. It belongs to the Red Wings via the Vancouver Canucks from the Bo Horvat trade and then the Filip Hronek trade. This is a draft pick that, if you use it properly and you end up selecting a guy that pans out to the value of a 17th overall selection, you might be lucky to get yourselves a guy who is as good as DeBrincat. What DeBrincat is at his best when he's playing with a good playmaker that can consistently set him up is a 35 to 45 goal guy per season who maybe gets 70 to 80 points per year. He is a small player, but he's very effective. He's got a great shot and good goal scoring instincts, but that didn't really showcase itself off in Ottawa. I say this all the time, but I did have him in fantasy, and he did not score as many points, nor goals, as the Yahoo fantasy people thought that he would. So I'm kind of disappointed, and if anything, I would want to see him bounce back on a team like the Red Wings, which happens to be one of my favorite teams. And if it's a 17th overall pick plus that takes it to get done, then I'm honestly okay with shelling out that price. Meanwhile, for the Ottawa Senators, it's really intriguing to see the discourse going on with this team. I've been seeing a lot of fans of the Sens saying, hey, it's only a matter of time before Pierre Dorion gets fleeced, because that's what Steve Yzerman does. He fleeces GMs, and he's done this before. Pierre Dorion is a guy who definitely has been fleeced in the past, but I don't know, based off of the sentiment of this fan base, it's very apparent that after Eugene Melnyk's passing, unfortunately, Pierre Dorion's ability to negotiate, oddly enough, it seemed to have gotten better, with no other voices on top of his shoulder telling him what to do or what types of moves to make. He's been a little bit more cautious since then. And so there's a little bit more safety and belief, I feel, that the fan base has with Pierre Dorion compared to, let's say, a year or two ago. But I don't know, man, a trade with Stevie Y, that's a little different. We'll see where Steve Yzerman takes this, and ultimately Elliotte Friedman said it best. If Steve Yzerman gets to a point where he does not feel comfortable going forward, the guy's not afraid to just shut it down. Say, yeah, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Sorry. And then that's it. It's done. But based off of all the insider information, I mean, the Red Wings seem to be the number one contender. The inevitability at this point, it's Thanos, it's inevitable, and it is most likely going to happen according to these 2 on 32 Thoughts. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your opinions about the Red Wings going out there and trading for Alex DeBrincat of the Ottawa Senators? What are your opinions about the Sens trying to get a worthwhile deal out of Steve Yzerman? If that deal does involve the 17th overall pick from the Islanders, what else do you think it should involve in order to make this trade worth it for both sides? If you're the Red Wings, what is the most you'd be willing to add on to pick number 17 in a DeBrincat trade? If you're the Sens, vice versa, what is the most, or the least, that you would need in order to make this feel worthwhile? Let's face it, your guy is probably not going to sign with you, so a trade seems more likely than not. But with this in mind, where does that take you in terms of what you want? Because all of a sudden, since it may be well known that your guy doesn't want to stay, you've lost all leverage at this point. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your opinions about the Red Wings and them potentially being the destination? Do you agree with Marek? Do you disagree? If DeBrincat was traded to some other random team, like, I don't know, the Golden Knights or something, before this video was uploaded, then I mean, sucks for me, I guess. But I don't know, we'll see what happens. If this video is up and there's no correction video made, then I guess I got it right, and it was appropriate to make the video before this time frame. But either way, thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Juraj 99, and bye.